The Toronto Raptors have had an affinity for finding ways to lose this season and turning games that should have been in the driver's seat into horror very quickly. And last night was no different. With about 7 minutes to go in the last quarter, Toronto was leading by 11 points and seemed really in control. But suddenly Washington arded them with offense. It started with a Corey Kispert trio produced by Bradley Beal and blown by Scottie Barnes, forcing Will Barton to slide down to help. Toronto tries to counter with a Siakam basic mid-range, but bounces off the rim. They fall again after missing Beal, and Scottie throws a mind-blowing layup at Porzingis, after which Washington misses quickly on field, and Kyle Kuzma heading towards the rim to extend Wizards' streak 5-0. Toronto still has breathing room, but closing faster than a crackling turtle's mouth with a hand. Close by, Toronto goes to an action that proves fruitful for them in short time. They can use it. Fred VanVleet Jakob Poetl can't change layup after pick and roll. Jakob rolls. Washington flies off field once again. Bradley Beal. High ball pitch from Delon Wright He picks it up. Plays shrewd pass elsewhere to knock Pascal Siakam out of position, bit for Kyle Kuzma trio. Now he's down with an 8-0 run. In what feels like divine intervention, a Fred who won't go is shot by mid-range Kyle Kuzma, and Toronto is blessed with 2 points to stop some of the bleeding. But the next game is sickening. Toronto defending solidly in this game. Bradley Beal is currently looking for Fred keys, but Toronto doing a great job by squatting the drive, running and attacking Kuzma and putting heavy ball pressure on Kispert, leading to Kuzma's trio of desperation. He fell from edge circle into hands of Porzingis, fouled on Pascal's layup attempt, and Porzingis came in. Run is now 10-2. This is reminiscent feeling fans have felt all season. Toronto has lousy stretches where nothing seems to go right. Gary falls to ground and hits another hard clam. But Washington lands once again on the field, and Beal seems to be speeding past Fred for layup. Toronto extended the lead to 5 after a great Fred playmaking, but was cut short by an open dunk to Porzingis. Now it's time. Wait for your star to produce for you. Pascal Siakam comes down lane, find his shot, but Washington doubles down on Fred's man, causes a turnover. Fred has the best defensive night, and Bradley grabs Beal, puts him in a tough one, forcing him to jump after a GTJ miss. Toronto once again had a big ball on the defensive, providing massive resistance to Delon Wright's layup attempt. Toronto gets into their patented inverted pick roll with Fred Pascal. It works great. Kuzma Kispert stick with Pascal, which leaves Fred completely open, but he just fails to do it. Washington landed, and Delon Wright sank the trio after Toronto's defenses messed up. Game that now ended in a draw, but plenty of time to hit game-winning shot. Toronto tosses the ball Siakam in the mid-range, but Washington inexplicably sends a hard double pass to close Pascal's gaze, but gives Fred a frank look once again and is once again unable to let it go. OG Anunoby once again puts a tough defense on Bradley Beal, forcing him to miss an overtime to open Toronto's score. Gary Trent Jr. hits another mid-range outside of the pick and roll. Great so far, but Washington lands on the field and takes a tough layup from Wright. Things get quiet for what seems like an eternity. With possession, Bradley Beal trying to get Fred past him, but Fred does a great job of using his hands overcome bumps and disturb Beal's dribbling, essentially stop Beal. This change hunt takes a lot of time off the shot clock, so keeping Fred in place often results in a bad shot for Washington. VanVleet jumps off ground and throws ball at Siakam in corner. Siakam drives and they send him 2, but this time Fred triples corner. Toronto leading by 3 points. With 1 minute left, Kyle Kuzma cut the lead to 1 with 2 free throws. Toronto enters medium pick roll with Gary as ball catcher and Scottie as roll. Scottie picks up ball on a short throw, directs his eyes towards rim to manipulate Porzingis in assist position, makes wide pass with lasers. Unlock Fred, who once again sinks the corner trio to increase the difference to 4. Og then has one of best defensive plays in game, keeping ball curtain, allowing Wright to slide behind him and still keeping ground to thwart. Wright's layup attempt, special stuff. Then a Siakam-and-one dunk seals the game and they leave Toronto, Washington with their heads held high. With season going so far, you really appreciate wins like this. Multiple players coming back from the last game, showing real continuity in overtime and just getting a bold win. Wins that will matter when time comes. See who's in the playoffs.